This next one is a banded hip flexor, also known as a distracted hip flexor stretch. What you want to end up doing is making sure your band is about hip height from a kneeling position. You're going to put the band, or put one leg through the band, and I moved my mat so that I can properly take a knee down. The leg that is through the band, you're going to keep that knee down, and you're going to bring that other leg up. Once you do, you want to really activate this back leg's glute and drive that hip forward. The band, being lower than the hip joint, is going to pull that femur back. In doing so, it's going to provide you a nice good hip flexor stretch because the band is pulling one way, your glutes are engaging and pushing you in a forward direction, giving you a nice good hip flexor stretch. To add to it, you could raise this left arm up and you may get a little bit of an oblique stretch if you're tight there, or possibly increase that hip flexor stretch depending on how tight you are. You can release by sitting the butt back just slightly and then drive on through again, just in case you're really tight. You don't want to be holding this for no more than about 5 to 10 seconds. Make sure again that back leg glute is tight. Really drive all the way through, keeping that hip activated. Chest on up, nice good posture, and then sit back. When you're done, switch legs. Band just a little bit lower than the hip joint. The leg that went through the band, that back knee is down. If you were able to get into a lunge position like I just did, great. Back leg glute is engaged. Drive that hip forward. Nice good hip flexor stretch. Raise that right arm on up if you need to. Just to add a little bit more to the stretch without having to lean forward as much. You can relax and come out of it. Drive forward again. And one of the reasons I looked back is I wanted to make sure that my hip was lined up with the rack or with the band itself. I always want to make sure that the direction I'm going in is completely reciprocal to where I'm pushing or being pulled from. And there's a banded hip flexor stretch.